What do you know about witches' curses? Well, in my hometown of Louisville, Kentucky, we have the witch's tree. Back in the 1800s, it said that there was a coven of witches who had a favorite maple tree. The town ended up cutting down that tree, and the witches cursed the city of Louisville. 11 months later, a giant tornado tore through the city. And legend has it that lightning struck that old tree stump and grew out what is today the witch's tree. What does that have to do with today's movie? Well, I'm glad you asked, because today's movie is 2015's Curse of the Witching Tree. Now, I've never heard of this movie, and it might be for good reason, but there's only one way to find out. So, let's watch it and see what we think. Terrorble review. Oh boy. Well, that was a movie, but how bad was Curse of the Witching Tree? Well, let's get into the scores and find out. Starting off with terror. How scary was this movie? Not really scary at all. This movie has a lot of problems, and one of the biggest things is that it tries to have some jump scares, but they also rely heavily on the music to do that for you. The issue here is that the sound mixing in this movie is atrocious, and there's times where you can't even hear people talking, let alone have a jump scare actually scare you when the entire movie, the music has been loud as hell. And on top of that, none of the scares are actually scary. So I have to give this one a 1 out of 5 for terror. How were the effects in Curse of the Witching Tree? Well, there weren't really any to talk about. This movie really didn't show us anything, and I'm gonna give it a 1 out of 5 for effects as well. Moving on to the story, how is it? Well, it tried to do some similar things to, say, like Amityville horror, where a cursed place leads a parent to unalive their entire family. And while the premise is kind of interesting, it's an idea that's been done to death already, and this movie doesn't make it really interesting at all. On top of that, the acting is so stiff that it feels like a lot of the children actors in this movie were either reading their lines off screen, or had just learned their lines right before shooting the scenes, because they did not talk naturally at all. The sound mixing in this movie completely ruins it. You're either turning down the volume because the music's too loud, you're turning up the volume because you can't hear the people talk, and by the time you turn up the volume, then the music starts blasting again, and it's insanely bad. So I'm gonna have to give this one a 1 out of 5 for story as well. Lastly, is Curse of the Witching Tree fun? It felt like torture getting all the way through the hour and 40 minutes that this movie is. So I'm gonna give it a 1 out of 5 for fun as well. And that just leaves us with one question. Was Curse of the Witching Tree terrifying or terrible? I would have to say this movie is absolutely terrible. But have you seen Curse of the Witching Tree? If you have, let me know what you thought in the comments below, and I'll see you guys in the next review.